Hello, it's Wendy Passmore here, and I'd like to welcome you to this guided meditation. We are at the end of this year, so um, we're going to do some inner reflection on what this year has meant for us and where the highlights were, where the challenging moments were, the difficult moments, and we'll do a reflection on a psalm for a few moments, Psalm 139, and then we'll end with some maybe hopes and dreams for the coming year that we can just bring all that before God. So it's a time to just quieten ourselves in God's loving presence, knowing that we are the beloved of God, that we have been created by a loving God, and God knows us intimately and knows our challenges, knows our gifts, knows who we are. And so we just want to tend to that relationship with the divine. So let's just start by having some quiet, just breathing deeply, breathing in God's presence, God's love, just centering ourselves in that intimate place where we can just be at home with ourselves and access the divine source of all life at the very center of our being. So let's just close our eyes and take deep breaths for 6 or 7 times. And as we're in this quiet place, let us in our hearts invite the Spirit to come in and to guide this time. So as we deeply reflect, let's invite the Spirit to guide us through the experiences of the past year. And this might take a few moments of silence just to get in touch with where in the past year was a good moment, a good experience. Um, Maybe the overall sense of being in this pandemic has brought something good out in terms of reflecting on who I am and what really matters to me and what relationships are important. Whatever it is, let's just stay with the good experiences where we perhaps really experienced God's presence. And maybe there was an aha moment, a revelation in this year. So let's just stay with that for a few moments. And if you have a journal with you or a pen and paper, maybe you can do some reflection by writing. Many people find it helpful to write down what's coming up and can process it in that way. So let's just quietly be with our own experiences that were positive, that were enlivening, that were revelatory over the past year. And as I am sitting with the experiences that were life giving and positive and revelatory of the past year, what might God's message be to me through those experiences? And it feels like this kind of reflection can't really happen in 3 or 4 minutes. So I would encourage all of us to take this into the coming week and maybe just do some writing of reflection of the good, positive, wonderful experiences that we've had over the past year. So we've probably just touched on a few of them. So let's just invite the Spirit quietly in our hearts now to take us through some of the memories and experiences of the past year that were really difficult. Maybe just the isolation, the maybe losing jobs or losing income, just the whole fear around what we're in. And let's just explore that in God's presence, just bringing out honestly our feelings around it. I know for me personally, in this time of quiet, it's almost like memories of my whole life have been coming up. So there's been an exercise of forgiving myself for stuff I've done and allowing God's grace of forgiveness to enter in to those memories and and just really doing a life review. So this pandemic time may have taken all of us in very different kinds of directions in our inner reflection, but just let's stay with some difficult experiences of the past year, inviting the Spirit to come into them all. And maybe we can just do some writing about what we're honestly feeling. And again, this is just a launching pad, maybe for all of us to do some serious inner reflection and prayer over the next week as we bring our honest feelings of what we've been going through in the past year before God in prayer, and in the darkness that often we've felt, um, inviting the light in, um, and maybe where is the invitation of shift or transformation, in the midst of all this? Do I sense that God is with me? Do I sense God is with us in the midst of this struggle that we're all in? So I just invite all of us to spend some time writing and in prayer about all of this. It's a once in 100-year experience. So just the writings of our feelings and experiences will be left for the future generations to ponder as we have gone through this. So I just invite us to see if there's anything else that we might want to just make note of that we can go back to in reflection and prayer that happened over the past year. Mhm. So if we can put our pens down and just listen to this psalm. It's a modern rendition of the Psalm 139, written by Nan Merrill. And I'm going to read it through 3 times very slowly. The first time, I'd like us to just stay with a word or a phrase that seems to speak to me right now. The second time reading it through, we can do some writing about why that word or phrase seemed to speak to me right now. And the third time, after the third time, we'll just offer a prayer uh, in thanksgiving or just reflecting the message that we received from this reading. You have searched me and known me. You know when I sit down and when I rise up. You discern my innermost thoughts. You find me on the journey and guide my steps. You know my strengths and weaknesses. Even before words rise up in prayer, you have already heard my heart call. You encompass me with love wherever I go. You formed my inward being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. More than I know myself, do you know me? My essence was not hidden from you when I was formed in secret. Search me and know my heart. Try me and discern my thoughts. Help me to face the darkness within me. Enlighten me that I might radiate your love and light. The word or phrase that seems to resonate with you right now. So after I read it through a second time, let's just ponder why that word or phrase seemed to speak to me right now at this moment. You have searched me and known me. You know when I sit down and when I rise up. You discern my innermost thoughts. You find me on the journey and guide my steps. You know my strengths and weaknesses. Even before words rise up in prayer, you have already heard my heart call. You encompass me with love wherever I go. You formed my inward being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. More than I know myself, do you know me? My essence was not hidden from you when I was formed in secret. Search me and know my heart. Try me and discern my thoughts. Help me to face the darkness within me. Enlighten me that I might radiate your love and light. Why did that word or phrase speak to me? Maybe it's the overall sense of what this psalm is saying to my heart, calling me to that intimacy that's speaking to me right now. And so, after this third time of reading, I invite us all to quietly in our hearts offer a prayer in response to the message that we've received. You have searched me and known me. You know when I sit down and when I rise up. You discern my innermost thoughts. You find me on the journey and guide my steps. You know my strengths and weaknesses. Even before words rise up in prayer, you have already heard my heart call. You encompass me with love wherever I go. You formed my inward being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. More than I know myself, do you know me? My essence was not hidden from you when I was formed in secret. Search me and know my heart. Try me and discern my thoughts. Help me to face the darkness within me. Enlighten me that I might radiate your love and light. So, quietly in our hearts, let's offer a prayer in response to the message we've received here. So, let us move on now to, I'd like us just to take a moment or two and just reflect again on the past year and just come up with a couple things that we can be grateful for. Is there anything, maybe a relationship, maybe the food that we have in abundance, or maybe we're really challenged in that way and people have come through. So, what is it that we're grateful for? Just a moment, just to just think about what we're grateful for from the past year. And so our closing reflection is what would be the longing in my heart for the coming year? Just to get in touch with what your longing is for the coming year. And just take a couple minutes to do a bit of writing about your hopes, your dreams, your longings for the coming year. Again, I'd encourage all of us to just spend time with these reflections over the next few days, our longings and our dreams and our hopes for the coming year. So let us just close our eyes and just repeat this mantra. God has created you in love. There's nobody else like you in the world. And it seems that our task is to become who God created us to be with our gifts, our talents, our passions. And so just say quietly in our hearts, I am loved. I am known. And I matter. I am loved. I am known. And I matter. I am loved. I am known. And I matter. May God bless you richly. And it's just been lovely to be with you.